Hello viewers, today we are going to discuss about cooking, its principle, objectives and types of cooking. The cooking is a process of subjecting the food to the action of heat to bring about desirable changes in the food being consumed is called cooking. So in this definition it is highlighted that the food is subjected to action of heat. So we are going to heat the food and then bring about the desirable change. That change is in the form of either the consistency, taste, flavor, etc. This is called as cooking. So before cooking, whatever the taste, consistency, that means soft, hard, or its smell is going to change after cooking with the help of subjecting to heat. Most foods, except certain fruits and vegetables, can be consumed only after cooking. The few vegetables can be eaten raw. Raw means without cooking, and other vegetables are have to be cooked before consumption, and hence the cooking is a very important process in the dietary practice. The cooking is an art as well as science. So cooking is not only a systematic way of performing the food preparation, it is also an art because it involves the certain practices that is going to bring about the very good cooking. The principle of cookings are the cooking is very important because helps in the conservation of food. During cooking, the nutrients should not be destroyed or lost, and nutritive value should be retained and she should not decrease. So these principles you have to keep in mind when or while you are cooking, so that the nutrients should not be lost, or if it is lost, only minimal quantity is lost. And use of resources in cooking, available sources should be used in such a way that money, energy, labor can be saved without disturbing the aim of preparation of the food. So the food preparation should be very much liberal, and then it should be easy in preparation along with consuming less money, energy and labor. Duration of preparation. The minimum time should be spent during cooking. Such method of cooking should be preferred which are time efficient. So if very less time we are going to utilize for cooking, the lesser the time you subject it for heat, you can preserve the more nutrients. So less time cooking preserves the nutrients. Safety from hazards. Cooking or food preparation can cause physical, chemical or electrical injuries. These are the chances while cooking process, so you have to take extra safety measures. So appropriate safety measures should be taken during cooking to prevent yourself from all these type of physical, chemical and electrical related injuries. Need of special groups. Whenever we are cooking, we have to consider different age groups and prepare the food. The food that we are going to cook, it should meet the requirement of a small baby to a young adult and a old age person. So hence, keeping all these things in the mind, we have to prepare the diet and suitable cooking methods. During preparation of food, the needs of special group like vulnerable group, pregnant women, children should be considered properly. Appropriate methods of cooking. Value of nutrients should be increased by using appropriate cooking technique. Vegetarian and non-vegetarian states should be kept in mind. So you have to cook in such a way that the nutrient should be kept in appropriate level, and also you have to keep in mind the vegetarian and non-vegetarian state while cooking. The dietary goals. In cooking, the dietary goals should be given topmost importance or priority. Modification if necessary should be done in preparation of food. So the dietary goals, what type of diet we are going to prepare for which type of or category of group, that you have to keep in mind, and then we have to prepare. If modification is required, then we have to do during the preparation of food. Protection of naturality. As far as possible, the natural taste and odor of the food step must be protected during the cooking. As much as possible, we have to try to keep the natural taste and also the nutrient level in the cooking process, and also avoid unnecessary usage of artificial colors and flavors, thereby keeping a more naturality than by addition of various type of additives. Next is purpose and objective of cooking. Why we have to cook the food? Why? What is the objective of cooking? What is the importance of cooking, that we are going to discuss. The objective of cooking are: one, cooking improves the digestibility. So cooked food is easy to digest than uncooked food. If you take some hard food substances, either vegetarian or non-vegetarian, if you cook, then only you can consume. If without cooking, certain vegetables and non-veg items cannot be consumed. So cooking bring about food hard to soft, and not only that, easy to digest. So food cooked is easy to digest than uncooked raw food. Rice, if you take directly, you eat rice without cooking, and if you eat rice after cooking, then you see the uh, difference. The rice without cooking, if you eat, you cannot chew. It is very hard and it will not digest properly. Whereas if the rice is cooked, it is going to become soft, tasty, and also it will digest easily. So this is one simple example. And second is cooking denatures the dietary proteins. In denaturation, the protein chain unfold, exposing the peptide bonds and making easy to action of enzymes, thereby easily getting digested. Release of starch. Cereals, pulses, roots are not easily digested as they contain tough cellulose coating. And to remove the cellulose coating, the cooking is done. And once cooking is done, cellulose covering is removed, and then digestive enzymes can penetrate, and thereby we can digest the starch present in the cereals and pulses, because the cooking destroys the cell wall, making the starch and other nutrients easily accessible for digestive enzymes present in saliva, gastric juice, etc. Cooking improves the appearance and palatability. Food has to be appealing to the senses and taste of to be consumed. So, if you cook the food becomes very tastier, and also senses. Senses means it look good, and smells good and taste good. These senses will are appealing once you do cooking. Cooking makes the food more attractive in appearance and thus more appetizing. Cooking also improves the natural flavor and texture of the food. Natural flavor and texture of the food is going to be enhanced and increasing the taste and palatability. Once the food becomes very look beautiful, smell beautiful, taste nice, and then you are going to have a willing to eat, and then you are getting attracted to food, and will consume good food and good quantity of food, and thereby nutrients enters into your body. Cooking brings in variety. By cooking, many different types of dishes can be prepared with the same ingredients. So if you are adding only one ingredient, you can make different varieties by using different cooking methods. For example, if you are having egg, if you open the egg and then mix it with salt and pepper and put on a pan, it will become omelette. Whereas if you take the egg and put inside the boiling water and then take it out, you will get boiled egg. Boiled it or omelette are obtained from the egg only, but only thing is the cooking method is going to vary. Next is cooking destroys harmful microorganisms, that means sterilization. Various type of diverse microorganisms are present in the raw food, and once if you cook this food in the temperature about 60 degrees Celsius, the various type of pathogenic bacteria are going to be killed within few seconds, thereby protecting our health. Cooking helps to produce a balanced diet. Different ingredients combined together in one dish make it easier to provide a balanced diet. So carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, vitamins, minerals, which are present in different uh, foodstuffs, they are going to be combined together while preparation of the food. Then all the nutrients are obtained in a combined together, and hence brings about the balanced diet. These are all the principles of cooking. Next is different methods of cooking. There are various methods of cooking, and the cooking methods are: one is by moist heat. We can cook by boiling, simmering, steaming, poaching, stewing, and blanching. By dry heat we can cook by roasting, baking, frying, broiling, grilling. And by combination method we can cook by using both moist and dry, is braising method. So this is a list of cooking methods which is very important for you to know these cooking practices and how they are done. Let us discuss these cooking methods in detail. So first one is boiling. So boiling is cooking of food in 100 degrees Celsius temperature is called as boiling. Rice, dal, pulses, roots, tubers, and most vegetables are cooked in this way. Advantages of boiling is it's a simple method. Cooking is uniform, starch get gelatinized, and proteins get denatured, and collagen get hydrolyzed, which are easy to digest. So starch, proteins are going to be getting denatured, which is going to get easy to digest. And the disadvantage is it requires more water, which result in the loss of vitamins and minerals. So cooking the rice is boiling method. Boiled egg, boiled rice, etc. is example for boiling method of cooking. Simmering, SIM stands for small ignition mode. If you go for gas stove, in that if you see the knob, one side you are going to keep it in sim mode. Sim means small ignition mode. That means the flame is very less. Cooking of food in water below boiling point is about 84 degree to 99 degree Celsius is called as simmering. Meat and fishes are best cooked by simmering because at high temperature their fibers are hardened. So in high temperature they will become very hard. So keep it in the low temperature and cook it by simmering is the best method for meat and fishes. Disadvantage is it will take more time. Steaming. Everyone knows about steaming. Cooking of food by steam is called as steaming. Food does not come in contact with water directly. The steam generated from vigorous boiling of water cooks the food. So if you think about making idli, so idli is prepared by steaming, and then puttu is cooked by steaming, and various other foodstuffs are going to be cooked by steaming method. So where even if you are having a pressure cooker, it is going to be rice is cooked in with the help of steam. Advantage: no loss of nutrients, food will not get easily overcooked. And then disadvantage is slow process, and only easily cooked food can be prepared by this method. There is wet steaming and dry steaming. So that wet steaming by using vigorous boiling of water, whereas dry steaming means food is placed in a utensil which is kept inside another utensil containing water. So if you take rice, if you just imagine idli and rice. So rice in a pressure cooker, we are putting the rice and water directly in a cooker, and then we are going to cook it. Whereas in idli we are going to put the water in the bottom and then a plate. On that plate we are going to put idli batter and then cook it, and the water boiled in the idli container is going to cook the idli. So this is dry steaming. The example: custard, sauce, etc. Next one is frying. Very famous frying and tastier. Chips. Everyone knows chips. Their favorite among the frying. So cooking food in hot fat or oil is called as frying. There are two different methods of frying. So this involves oil. Whatever we have stated till now, we are using water or steam. In this we are using the hot fat or oil. In this shallow fry, it will use less fat or oil. It does not to entirely cover the food. This prevents the local burning of the food. Shallow frying is suitable for cooking food like potato, fish, cutlets, and tikkis. Example: dosa, omelette, When we are preparing dosa and omelette, we are using only oil in spoons, not liters of oil. In oils in spoons are used. That means less oil is used for making dosa and omelette. That is frying. And also, if you see fried rice, we are also using less oil. Next is the deep frying. Food is totally immersed in large quantity of hot oil. Large quantity of hot oil. Food like puri, pakoda, vada, samosa, bonda, chakli. These are all cooked in liters of oil, and hence it is called as deep frying. So deep frying requires more oil, shallow fry requires less oil. The fried food items are very tastier, but the disadvantage is oil can retain temperature up to 240 degrees Celsius. Hence, the more temperature is there in the oil, and hence the more temperature destroys nutrients. Next is steaming. Steaming is the another method of cooking. It is a gentle method of cooking in a pan with a tight fitted lid. Tight lidded feed is used, and similar to boiling and simmering, but differs from them in that steaming uses less amount of water. Steaming uses less amount of water. The food is half covered with a liquid and boiled. As soon as it reaches the boiling point, the heat is reduced to make it simmer for a long time. Meat, vegetables, apples can be cooked in this way. Steaming is a slow process of cooking. Steaming requires oil. Sorry, steaming requires water, but in we are going to cook it and then keep it in the after boiling point. We are going to cook it slowly. Next is baking. Baking is everyone also know about bakery items, cakes, puffs. And what is this baking? It's a method of cooking by dry heat, and the food is surrounded by hot air in an oven, so it will get heat. Slow method of cooking. Bread, cakes, pastries, puddings are cooked by this method. So in bakeries we are having big ovens where where the bakery items are cooked by hot air, and it is a very costly process since oven requires more electricity so for cooking. So these items, bakery items, are costly. Bread, cakes, puffs, etc., and it is tastier. Next is roasting. Cooking of food with a direct contact with the heat or flame is called as roasting. In roasting, only surface of the food is getting heat. The rest of the food cooked mostly by conduction and convection of heat. So toasting of bread toast, barbecue of chicken are prepared by this method. Roasting. Only the surface of the food is going to be subjected to heat. Next is broiling or grilling. Cooking of food kept on a metal grill by direct heat is called grilling or broiling. You may have heard about broiler chicken. So that means the cooking of the food kept on a metal grill, and directly we are going to subject it to dry heat or flame. Tender food like kebab, cheese, brinjal are cooked by this method. Poaching. Poaching is another method of cooking in an open pan with a little amount of water and temperature below boiling temperature. About 80 to 85 degrees Celsius is called as poaching. Foods like eggs, fish, and fruits are cooked by this method. Temperature is fixed at 80 to 85 degrees Celsius. Blanching. Dipping the food into the boiling water for a short time is called as blanching. Boiling water is kept, and then whatever the food you are going to cook, we are going to dip it in that for a few minutes or short time. This is called as blanching. Next one is braising. Braising, it's a combination of roasting and steaming of food in a pan with a tight fitting lid. Roasting of semolina of or rava before putting water, and steaming for preparing upma. Whenever you prepare upma, what you have to do, you will use frying method and also boiling method or steaming method. So first we are going to fry the rava for few minutes in a pan, and then we are going to put that into water along with vegetables and cook in low temperature while preparing upma. That is the braising method. So all these are different methods of cooking. Thank you.